stay. Caveman metaphors or caveman responses are a series of explanations coined by Dr. Russ Harris, who is a pioneer of acceptance and commitment therapy, third wave CBT therapy, which is quite popular. So what Dr. Russ Harris has done, he has taken how our brains have evolved and from the caveman days and created a series of metaphors which explain our present day responses to various situations. So how do these caveman metaphors apply to unassertiveness? Whenever our ancestors were faced with a threat, they either responded with fight or flight. And when the threat went away, the responses were lowered down and they got back to their normal life. Fast forward to the present situation. We have evolved into all this nice and suave businessmen, but in our heads, it is still this fight and flight responses which are going on. How do these responses, which our brain is yet to catch up evolutionarily, how do these responses give rise to unassertive behaviors like a passive behavior or an aggressive behavior? I will explain this as a process in the series of 2 slides. So there is a situation. Our brain appraises it as a threat. The threat may be real or a perceived threat. If the response to this threat is flight, the emotion we feel is fear. Thus, there is a desire, a thought process, desire to avoid conflict, and we end up with passive behavior. On the other hand, similar situation, the appraisal of threat is there and the response, the caveman response, is fight. The emotion it evokes mostly is anger. Thus, a thought is there that is a desire to win, and we end up with behaving aggressively. So now you can see how the caveman responses of fight or flight gives rise to aggressive behavior or passive behavior. Both these behaviors can give rise to stress. Stress is the physical manifestation of the thought processes which are associated with these behaviors. In this chapter, we will see how de-stressing can help us with assertiveness and what we can do to de-stress ourselves before we go on to actually learning assertiveness techniques.